Hi everyone, welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here a week late, but I'm here with episode 3, season 1 of Love Without Borders. You don't have to do that. So, considering that the new episode is going to be on tonight, I'm going to jump right in with my recap of last week's. So, here we go. Gurleen and Sheryas, they bond like every other couple should over alcohol. So they show them doing shots of tequila, and the guard starts to come down. Gurleen is like, I could get used to this, but without the parents around, Sheryas, we got to get rid of your parents. And she plies him with enough tequila that he agrees. She got him drunk enough to agree to move out of his parents' house. So he tells his parents, I got to go because there is no one-on-one conversation, no one-on-one time without you guys constantly being in the shadows. And that doesn't do well for a new relationship. So you got to give it to Gurleen. She was there for a total of what? 2 days, a couple of shots of tequila, and she convinced her man to move out. So they're going to get their own place. So let's see how that turns out. So they go to a barbecue at his cousin's house. Okay. And this is where things get interesting. So first, his cousin's husband, they're sitting there talking, and he brings up a good point. He's like, do you believe in love in first sight? And she's like, no, I believe love has to grow. Great answer. Then he's like, you know what the true test is with love and a relationship? Take your partner out to the desert and see if they could take a dump in the desert without wiping their butt. That is the true test to whether your partnership is going to last. And Gurleen cracks up and she's like, something? You're right. You have a point. And you know something? He is right. He does have an effing point. Because if you could deal with your partner after he or she took a dump in the desert without wiping their butt, that relationship is lasting forever. So, okay, this is where things get a little interesting. So his female cousin, Sheryas, is talking to her out by the pool, and Sheryas tells her, I'm going to get my own place. And she's like, interesting. So I see she's changing you already. And he's like, no, I just think it's time because, how are things, going to progress, with my parents always there. And she gives him this look. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but she gave him this look like, yeah, okay, whatever. So then they're all sitting there, and he has a friend. Sheryas has a friend. I think his name was Brett. He was, to me, even though they were all drunk at this point, because these people could fucking party, they were doing shots like no tomorrow. Okay, like they must have finished off at least 5 bottles. So they were wasted by the end of the party. So they were sitting out by the pool, and this guy Brett was like, "Oh, I'm bored." And Gurleen was like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I'm boring you." And he was like, "No, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the environment. Let's like move inside." So like I'm like, okay, dick. Like if that was me, I would have been like, okay, dick, but whatever. So Gurleen starts cleaning up. And this is where the drama started. Believe it or not, there was drama about Gurleen cleaning up, but you have to keep in mind where she is. She is in Dubai. Now, apparently, when you hold gatherings like this, you hire outside help. So by Gurleen cleaning up, it's kind of an insult to your host because you're kind of implying that the outside help that they hired sucks. But Gurleen is just doing it because she's an independent American woman, and that's just what she does. And honestly, I would have probably been doing the same thing because that's just second nature. When I'm at someone's house, I'm in my house, no matter where I am, I just clean up after myself. And so Gurleen starts picking up plates and starts carrying stuff into the house. And everyone's like horrified. Like they act like she just killed like a baby animal or something when she's just cleaning up after herself. And I understand in their culture, in their society, it's like she's insulting the host, and the host is, choice of hired help. But Gurleen is just second nature. So, Shiraz is talking to his cousin, and he's like, I understand, she's just trying to be sweet. I'll explain it to her. His friend is being an obnoxious dick in the background, just stirring up drama. And we'll just see where this goes, because Gurleen was just doing what comes naturally to her and unintentionally cause lots of drama. And this is where, like 90 Day Fiance, cultural differences come into play with a relationship. So, dun dun dun. Moving on, we get to meet the newest single American who will be traveling to find his love. Naeen, social worker from Houston. Well, let me tell you, his mama is not on board. His mama is not having it. His mama doesn't want to know about it. And his mama thinks Erica, the matchmaker, is like the work of the devil. I swear, the look that she shot her. Okay, so Naeem has not been successful in his relationships. He decided that Erica is the solution to all his problems. Okay. So his mother is in town visiting him, and he decides to drop the bomb on mom that this is what he's doing. Mom is, religious, and she is just like, I do not think this is a good idea. But if you feel the sense of urgency to do this, this is on you. When Erica shows up and tells him, okay, I got your match, let's go, mom was just not on board. Mom was just looking at Erica. Mom is looking at her son like, child, may the Lord be with you. May the Lord guide your ship, but I'm not going to be on it. So he asks mom, will you visit me wherever I'm going? And mom's like, I don't know about that one. So he says a prayer with mom, goes off. Turns out he's going to Panama City, Panama, where apparently his college Spanish will serve him very, very well. So we'll see what this turns out. And dun, 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 we'll see what his woman looks like, what the dynamic is between him and his match, and whether or not Erica will have another successful match. We don't know if any of these matches are successful yet, but let's see if she hit it on the nail with Naeem, because mama's not liking this. So anyway, let's move on to our next couple. Danna from Montana and her broke Irish farmer, Brian. And you know something? I like this couple. I really do. Danna slept for 15 hours because the bitch was jet lagged. And I don't blame her. I would have probably done the same thing. So Brian makes her like this big Irish breakfast, and Danna slept. I mean, bitch was jet lagged. I mean, come on. We have the time change and shit. So she slept until 1:30. Brian ate his breakfast and her breakfast like a good broke Irish farmer does. And she woke up in time for lunch. He made her lunch, and they're cute. I just want to know that she woke up with her pants on the floor, and that was because the room was hot. And I feel you, Danna. I wake up with my pants on the floor every morning, and that's because I'm menopausal Mary. But they didn't go any further than kissing. Brian's a perfect gentleman, and I like these two. We didn't see much of them this episode, but I like these two. They're cute. Moving on, we have Mayel and Aaron. And for some reason, I keep thinking Aaron's name is Dustin. Aaron looks like a Dustin to me. I have to keep reminding myself his name is Aaron, not Dustin. So moving on. So Aaron's in the apartment. And this is another thing that we all have to live with in relationships. Taking a dump with your partner in the next room in a small apartment. So Aaron realizes that he's going to have to take a dump with Mael in the kitchen. Okay. Mael's apartment is tiny. Aaron barely fits in Mael's apartment, and he has to take a dump in the bathroom, and Mael's like 15 feet away in the kitchen. He can hear everything that's going on, and it just has to be done. So he's still trying to figure out how he's going to fit in the apartment. And by the way, Aaron, Dustin, whatever your name is this week in my head, there is no quiche nor, sorry, there is no pickles nor cheese in quiche, especially fucking pickles. There is no pickles anywhere near a quiche. So anyway, they make a quiche together. Um, they go to the Eiffel Tower. This is where it gets interesting. They do their cute selfies in front of the Eiffel Tower, and then Mael wants to do the lock thing, and he's like, "I know it's early. I'm not going to do a French accent. I know it's early, but I was thinking that we could do the lock thing with our initials and put it on the gate." And Aaron's like, I've only been here like 48 hours and we're going to do the lock thing. So I don't know. That's interesting. We'll see how that turns out, because Aaron could barely fit in the damn apartment. The bed, he shows him the bed, how it's a two-person bed. It's like basically two mattresses next to each other. Aaron takes up the whole mattress. I mean, unless Mael moves, I don't see how this is going to work. So finally, we have Philip Michael Thomas Jr. to you and Carmen in Ghana. So another one that starts off his segment taking a dump. So she needs sex, fuck celibacy. She looked at him like he was crazy when he said that he was celibate for 4 months. So but I just want to note that the way that he looks at her, he's like a fucking dog in heat. Okay. Like, is there a way to be too physically attracted to someone? Like, he looks at her, he wants to have her for a meal. He wants to, like, I don't know, guys. Just, I don't like the way he looks at her. I know you're attracted to her. You want to fuck her, but just relax. Chill out. So they have a meal together, and she tells him that in Ghana, you do not eat with your left hand because you wipe your butt with your left hand. There's a lot of bathroom talk going on in this episode. And he was like, oh, interesting. What, you don't wash your hand after you don't wipe your butt? And she's like, no, it's just a cultural thing. So here we go. Back to the cultural things that Americans don't quite understand. But if you are going to live in another country and live with your partner, you need to adapt and understand. So he's not eating with his left hand because you wipe your butt with your left hand. So, and that is basically where the episode ended. We'll see where these couples are next week. Like I said, this is a very interesting experiment. 90 Day Fiance with a twist. We'll see where it goes. Thank you so much for watching me. And please check out my new publication, wordonthestreetreality.com, for all the hot tea about 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup, all the related spinoffs, and Love Without Borders. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you. Bye.